everyone. Today we have Kim Nelson, licensed health and life coach.
Hi, how are you? Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being with us today. And I absolutely love your story and wanted to share with the audience. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself and then we can jump in?
I am 52 years old, from Iowa. So I'm a Midwestern girl. During the pandemic, I became a certified health and life coach because it was sort of my health journey that I had personally just gone on. So I wanted to be there for others and make sure I was giving the right information, as people were asking me about it. So it's been quite the journey in my years.
That's amazing. And part of your background, you've been married and divorced 4 times?
Yep. Married and divorced 4 times. I am currently single. I fell in love with peace, actually,
Yes.
this past year, and then just trying to realize, like, what the heck happened. And it is what it is, and I can't help that I love, but, I also don't put up with a lot of crap. So.
Obviously, that you don't put up with much. She's had before.
Right.
I think a lot of us should take advice from you because, I stayed in my marriage for 27 years, and if I were more like you, I would have left a long time ago.
Right.
And
Same with me.
So what's the longest marriage that you had out of the 4?
Honestly, my first one is really the only one that I consider like my real one. I was 24 when we got married, and we were together for almost 10 years. But so I have, it's funny, in my 4 marriages, I say I have the cheater, the weirdo, the narcissist, and the meathead, right? Like,
so you've had the
I've gone through, and some people like, you don't really have a type. And I'm like, well, maybe not looks wise, but this past year, I've certainly done a lot of self-exploration and realized that they all had a lot of things in common personality wise. And that's what I'm trying to avoid going forward.
That makes sense.
Like,
so that's what you were attracting.
Yeah. And there was a lot of things that, I thought I was going to be married forever. I was, the loving wife and mom and, dinners, and I was working and did everything right. And, like 6 months after I had our son, I walk into our office and he had left his computer open and found a bunch of emails to the girl that he worked with, very explicit emails. And
this is the first
that
husband?
was that.
Oh.
Yep. That divorce was extremely traumatic for me.
Sure.
I was living out of state. I didn't have any family there. He had financially kind of ruined us too. And
that's sad.
It was just devastating. And so I had gone on antidepressants. And while I was on antidepressants, I met and moved in and married my second husband within a year. And and then I got pregnant with our son. So I went off the antidepressants and literally woke up one day going, oops. Like,
whoops.
Wow. Like,
you wouldn't have picked him if you hadn't been on the antidepressants, but you were on the antidepressants because you were so upset about the first husband.
Yeah. It was a total rebound. For me, my personal experience, and I know people need to be on him and they're,
of course.
They definitely helped me get through a tough time, but I didn't see any red flags. Like, there's no color, right? Everything is just happy, great, wonderful, and it's, everything is great.
And you and I are very close in age. So when we were growing up, we were living in fairy tale land because everything that we watched on television when we were children was a fairy tale. So we're thinking like, we're going to get married. We're going to live happily ever after. Life is a bowl of cherries. Like, when you grew up in the 70s, like, you just think everything's a fairy tale.
So then you're on your second marriage. And
we didn't have social media. We didn't have, we had some gossip magazines, but we didn't have access to what you have access now.
Yep.
What were you thinking in your head at this point, now that you had, 2 kids?
Now she has 2 kids.
From different
no antidepressants.
marriages. Right.
Right.
Well, did you have a game plan in mind or just?
Yeah. So then, I moved back to the Quad Cities here and I started online dating, right? On Match.com.
And how was that?
It's terrible. It was terrible then.
Yeah.
It's terrible now. Like,
It's a jungle out there.
Is that how you met your third husband?
yeah, unfortunately. And was the narcissist, right? So this was the love bomb. Like, and I had just moved
Oh my gosh.
That all too well.
I had gone through like this huge life change, like this turmoil, this divorce, this second rebound, like, oops, marriage, like moving back to the cities, like, my life was just turned upside down. And then this guy comes in and just like, he takes care of everything. And he just, he takes me on vacations and I've worked hard for everything I have. Like, I've never been handed anything in my life. So, for this guy to come in and just sort of like take care of me, it's intoxicating. It's something like, you kind of let your guards down because it's,
you're living the fairy tale that we were talking about earlier. Now you've been saved by Prince Charming.
Right. Right. And then, so it's like, what he, within the year, moved me into his house. We sold my car. I drove one of his cars.
Oh my gosh.
I quit my job. I quit my job in retail because he was purchasing his own real estate franchise. I started our new real estate company. Like, I did everything. He just continued to be like a realtor, and I signed a prenup because I wasn't marrying him for his money, right? Like, I thought I knew what a prenup meant, right? But what I didn't know about this specific one was he had it written in there, like, everything that he owns before we get married and everything that we own after we get married is all his.
Everything? For both?
That's how a narcissist operates.
Yeah, but before and after? So the company that you pretty much started together is just his? And did you sign it?
Yeah, because I didn't realize, I didn't realize like that little.
Kim, I'm so sorry. I think we lost your image, but we're going to continue talking. So then you get married.
Yeah. You get married and we end up opening 2 of these franchises and they're very successful. And, in the meantime, I'm having to ask him for basic necessities. He's out buying sports cars, putting additions on the house, like, like doing whatever he wants with the money. But, just the control. And then it was what I can say, what I can post, what I can do. And then that's when I started developing and creating my the coffee shop. So for my birthday, he bought me the building for my birthday. But,
wow.
No, don't say wow yet.
No? Okay. Okay, there's a catch.
He bought me the building, but handed me the mortgage.
No,
he bought you the building and then handed you the mortgage?
Oh my God.
Yes. So he was, in effect, my landlord.
Wow.
Right. I started planning my business, but at the same time, I had gotten a storage unit secretly, and I started moving things into it because I knew like anything that I wanted to keep, I wanted to get out of the house like covertly because whatever.
Mm-hmm. This was really smart that you did this, and I hope the audience that's listening is hearing exactly like what you did step by step, because this is really important. You noticed that you were in a bad situation, but you were secretly planning your escape.
My confidence was very low. Mm-hmm. And I think that really enabled him to do that love bombing because I felt...
Of course.
He preyed on you.
They always prey on weaker people.
I moved out of the narcissist house, and my son and I literally slept on a mattress on a floor of an apartment right next to the coffee shop that I was trying to run because I had nothing. Like, I left.
But good for you for doing that, because I know people who are in relationships right now and they're like, oh, I can't leave because of money. But good for you. And I'm so happy that you did this. And I'm so happy that our audience can hear you because you took the initiative. Like, you had the strength, the inner strength to actually leave, and you're sleeping on a mattress. Right. Like, to me, that's so admirable.
I went from such a controlling narcissist, to sort of a like.
So now you're looking for the opposite.
Yeah, and I found it. Like, it was like, he didn't care about anything. Let's just go to the gym. He was trying to get out of a relationship too. We were on and off 4 times. He broke up with me 4 times to go back to this girl. Anyway, long story short, my business partner that I had from my coffee shop, he did a bunch of stuff, bad stuff, financially. I had to close 2 of my 3 locations. I had to lay off 30 people. I had to get a payroll because of all the issues that I had with my business and the depression that caused and the issues that caused. That is also what caused that divorce. And then I was like, oh, I've been there for you this whole time, but he was never really interested in being there for me. He literally told me on Valentine's Day, I don't love this Kim.
Of course not. He wants the other Kim, but I mean, unfortunately, people have issues in their life and like hardships. And
do you think now that you will ever remarry again?
Yeah, I'm dumb enough. I would do it.
No, it's not dumb. But once you can finish working on yourself,
take a breather,
and you attract the right person, so you are open to marrying again.
I had, just because of everything that has gone on, and but I took this year, and I really realized, a lot of the, I didn't think I had the cliche daddy issues, right? But I think that is the common denominator because I seek difficult men because I want to win their validation.
Of course, that makes complete sense.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter what they look like.
But this is really important for our audience because you've identified what the issue is and why you're attracting these men. And I love the fact that now, like you've identified that you are working on yourself and you are still open to love again. Your story is incredible. How can our viewers reach you if they have questions or advice, or they want to talk to you about your life coaching program?
Yeah, just my Instagram, my blue-eyed QC girl at Gmail is my address to use.
We wish you a lot of love. I hope you keep in touch with us.
I know. Thank you so much. This has been so inspiring and such a great show.
Yeah, thank you
so much.
You to explain everything, so I appreciate it. You guys have
This was great. Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck.